Hey guys, name's Finn. Apparently, on this, on this level here, for some reason it's got the Thief 3 loot sound. Apparently, I actually did it wrong. And instead of doing it right, I did it incorrectly. And also, I don't know if this is like a thing. No, it's not. Apparently, what's supposed to happen here, apart from, you know, reading this and getting some strange fruit and all this sort of weird nonsense, is that I'm supposed to find a hidden switch to open that door instead of bashing it open. Somebody said I broke the mission. I don't know if they just mean I did one little thing the way I wasn't supposed to, or if I actually broke something, so I'm going to just try to find a switch here. I'm sorry guys, I cut off that, but he said the switch on the chimney. Okay, switch on a chimney. Okay, so it's gonna be on this side. Oh, I get it. I did entirely break the mission. So, why make that door bashable, though? That's a pretty buggish bug. Oh, so. But that skeleton's floating. Why is everything floating in 1.19? This is very suspicious. I don't know about this, man. Mr. Trumbull. So he's dead. Man, something about this isn't right. I don't think these things would normally be floating. Or maybe it's just me, but all of a sudden, every mission I've been playing recently, things are floating. Well, not every, but... Oh. Wow, I missed tons of things. Okay.
Dear Diary, the 12th of April, blah, 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 blah. I fear now that I have closed the mortuary that the not-so-good Dr. Morris will kill me. Night after night, sometime around midnight, while I was asleep, a creaking of the door awoke me. Although it was dim light, I could barely make out the not-so-good Dr. Morris watching me through the crack of the door. The lantern he carried showed a streak of light casting strange shadows upon my floor. I did not let on that I knew it was he. With my left eye barely open enough to see him, all I can say is he gave me the creeps. Night after night I lay in a cold sweat, wondering if he would somehow unlock my back door and gaze at me for sometimes hours at a time.
Looks like you need a restraining order there, buddy. Maybe they hadn't invented those yet. Maybe they hadn't invented those yet. Dun, dun, dun. That's horrifying. That's a horror premise. Do it.
Even the earliest of science fiction writers, such as Edwin Abbott, did not come close to what I have seen with my own eyes.
Okay.
There were times I would listen at his door when he was busy in the lab, and always that god-awful mumbling about bringing his dead wife back from the grave, talking about Dr. Frankenstein and his monsters. Then one day, as I listened to his mumbling without him knowing it, he spoke of plucking the old man's vulturous eye from his socket, murdering him as he lies sleeping, and dumping his old defiled carcass in the cellar. Mumbling went on for hours. After days and days of listening, he finally broke down, crying out the name of his long-lost wife, Amanda. "Amanda! Amanda!" he said with a quiet voice. "I will bring you back, Amanda," he said over and over. Finally, one of those days of eavesdropping on him, he mentioned a time machine, and that he needed to bring more equipment from his time. I knew it, after seeing him carrying strange-looking grey boxes with glass fronts and rectangular boards with lots of buttons. And the moving pictures inside the glass-covered grey box. A nervous man, and quite odd in his appearance, sort of a blank stare and not really showing any emotion to speak of. The man obviously seemed to be from a different time period. I'm not a genius, by no means, but he can not fool me. I'm shutting down soon, as my health is failing quickly. One day he caught me snooping around in the lab, reading his daily journal and papers. His looks could have killed me. All I knew then is that he was obsessed with his dead wife, Amanda, and with Dr. Frankenstein. Now he knew that I knew, and even then I knew he was going to try to kill me, knew he. I've written this diary in hopes that someday in the near future someone will find me down here in the cellar and tell the city watch that Dr. Morris has murdered me. I no longer have any strength. Trumbull? On my planet we have expensive bread.
Oh, so I really really broke it. Well, what was this light for? Me to see better or something? Okay, what have we got now? Find Dr. Morris. Alright. Oh, what? Is there a haunt up here now? Huh? So I am... Oh, no, I'm supposed to use the key. Okay, yeah. Yeah, great. Great. Okay. But anyways, this is sort of an odd plot, I guess. So now I go to talk to this guy, and it's all pretty great. Well, we know this.
Oh, I wonder what thief will taste like. Please don't run and hide like I know you will. Your death will only last a moment. Happy Halloween.
That laugh was pretty good, though. Anyway, you gonna disappear on me or what? I don't know. Looks like there's some notes here. That's some exciting stuff to do. It looks like there's tons of reading material. Oh. So it looks like this is sort of like a key hunt, maybe, and or a bunch of backstory. Man, I don't know. I'm gonna read some back plot. Better than a front plot. That would be like freaking Spaceballs. I mean, come on here. What?
Dear Mr. Trumbull, I had worked for you for 4 years, from 1862 to 1866, and I seem to have lost my old throwing knives I learned to make in the Hammerite order as an acolyte. I know there are secret places in your mortuary, because I used to take breaks away from the ghoulish sounds. Practicing as a Hammerite acolyte has taught me many things about the undead. I stashed holy throwing knives, and also an old holy sword in one of the keeper statues. Also, just before you put up notice of closing the mortuary, I took a swim during my lunch break. I thought I saw Joe laying on the bottom of the waterbed in the water tunnels.
Waterbed in water? I don't think that's what a waterbed means, but okay.
I'm sure I also saw the main crypt key on his belt. Last I talked with him, he said he was dreading to have to clean Dr. Frankenstein's crypt area. I know that place spooks him just thinking about it. If you, by chance, can find someone to swim down there and retrieve that key, you at least won't have to have another made. See, I was a good employee, and I'm so sorry you had to close down. Okay, Mr. Trumbull, please write back to let me know if I can pick up my toys soon. Take care. Mikey Chantal.
Well, that's sort of odd. It's a clue. That's pretty great.
Trumbull mortuary access accounts out or paid. Will it be Robert
Bottom row? Let me just read this and see if there's anything important here. Nah, it's just some writing. Although Malcolm's Skyline sounds like a 1950s Chevrolet or something. Anyways, a lot of writing here, but that's okay. I like reading.
Cash register! 3rd of March, 1866. My name is Emily Powers, and I'm looking for a secretarial job. Thanks, Mr. Trumbull. 16th of February. Hi, Mr. Trumbull. I stopped in to see Cecil's cousin, but he must be working in the warehouse or something. I'll return another day, thank you.
8th of February. Oh, it's in reverse order? I mean, I understand why... No, wait, you wouldn't do it in reverse order in a book. That's impossible. You'd have to start from the last page, and you wouldn't know how long you have to write. What on earth? Oh, my sister brought a payment, but she claims you overcharged her, Mr. Trumbull. I'll call you later when you're here. Her husband... Gloria Jones and I came to place a tribute. Have a great day. Left some flowers on my wife's sarcophagus. Thanks for the time. Alright, not really anything.
Notice of closure! Notice hereby give to all employees of this establishment will close on 4/4/1866, yo. Collect your wages tomorrow, and I thank you for your loyal service over the years. Signed, Run DMC.
What else? Work-related business.
Check to see if Willard the caretaker has contacted any relatives. He has completed his work, but no one working here can find him. He was carrying the only key to the main crypt. If he can't be found soon, then I will contact your local locksmith and have them make a new key for the lock. I hope he has not gone exploring in the underground rivers again. If so, he may be dead. This Dr. Morris really bothers me, even more than the ghostly sounds I hear emanating from the dark corridors here, both in the day and night. Dr. Morris is the strangest mortician I have ever hired. Yesterday, on my way to the morgue, I noticed him carrying a strange-looking gray box that had glass in front. In his other was an oblong rectangular something or other with many buttons. I accidentally my entire computer, and strings attached to them.
He didn't know it, but when he went back to his office, I snuck in to take a peek. The laboratory was completely different with all kinds of weird-looking contraptions I've never laid eyes on before. Checking in the library, I couldn't find any pictures of anything ever resembling these strange objects. Take, for instance, the gray box with the glass in front. It had moving pictures behind the glass, and right below the box was a rectangular piece with lots of buttons. This is very ham-fisted, kind of. I don't know. It's very... time travel? I don't know about time travel, man. Especially in the Thief... Well, I don't know. I guess it can be done, but eh. In the corner of the lab was console-type machine with paper in a slot. I read it, and it was written in a strange mathematical way, with strange symbols and something about brain images and heart translations. I don't know about this story, man. I was becoming more and more curious about what the good doctor was up to, although I really didn't know much about him. I was desperate, I guess, since Dr. Leonce died from heart failure. I had to hire a new mortician, so I opted for Morris. Smart. Only just a few days ago, I snuck up to the laboratory door to listen for anything out of the ordinary. For some strange reason, I just didn't trust him. Which is why you opted for him. All the strange machinery, where did it come from? Also, another thing that bothered me even more was his insistent mumbling to himself. "Amanda, darling, you won't be dead for long," he said. "If Dr. Victor Frankenstein can bring back the dead, then I certainly can," he said. The next day, when he was on his lunch break in his office, I entered the laboratory and went upstairs on a crazy type platform that made a strange humming sound. I am not stupid, so I read the plaque attached to the wall near those strange red buttons. It said, "The platforms are magnetically propelled, so anyone with a heart pacer beware." What? A heart pacer? I said to myself. What in blazes is a heart pacer? It's called a pacemaker, by the way, but anyways, once upstairs, my jaw dropped to the floor. Strange tubular contraptions he rigged up. The only thing I could figure was that he had built a new preservation system better than the typical needle and tube method known. I had to ask myself again, where did all this equipment come from? To make a long story short, all I can say is, I have to get out of this place. Between him and all of the ghoulish sounds I hear, I have had it with this business. I'm sick of the dead and also the living. Tomorrow I will put up a bulletin informing my employees, including the good Dr. Morris, that I'm officially closing this mortuary down for good. And now I'm using a completely different voice for a guy I didn't know was the guy. I'm too old being 90 now. I already have 1 foot in the grave, and I don't need both feet in the grave. If I have any trouble from Dr. Morris, I will sick the city watch on him and have him thrown out. Signed, Mr. Oliver Trumbull Red. Ugh. Wow. Well, that's pretty amazing. That's pretty amazing!